time to plan our next attack. What's the state of the Inquisition?
Our alliance with Orlais holds, for the present. They'll send aid on request.
And your actions at Adamant denied Corypheus his army of pet demons. With Orlais' support, our numbers match his. Corypheus' followers must be panicking.
My agents agree. Our victories have shaken his disciples.
We've beaten their god twice over. Corypheus must be livid. Where is he now?
After Adamant, Corypheus uprooted his major strongholds and sent them marching south to the Arbor Wilds. His army clearly wasn't prepared to flee. Our victories have them on the defensive.
They've terrorized Thedas long enough. We end them now. If Corypheus is hiding in the Arbor Wilds, that's where we'll go.
But what is Corypheus doing in such a remote area?
His people have been ransacking elven ruins since Haven. We believe he seeks more. What he hopes to find, however, continues to elude us.
Which should surprise no one. Fortunately, I can assist.
I'll ignore that you wandered in without knocking. You have my attention.
What Corypheus seeks in those Forgotten Woods is as ancient as it is dangerous.
Which is?
'Tis best if I show you. This is an Illuvian, an elven artifact from a time long before their empire was lost to human greed. I restored this one at great cost, but another lies within the Arbor Wilds. That is what Corypheus seeks.
This belonged to my people?
I found legends of an elven temple within the Arbor Wilds. Untouched. It proved too dangerous to approach, and thus I turned elsewhere to find my prize. If Corypheus has turned southward, he could succeed where I failed. The Illuvian would be his.
What does it do?
A more appropriate question would be, where does it lead? If this place once had a name, it has long been lost. I call it the Crossroads, a place where all Illuvians join, wherever they might be.
This place is extraordinary. How could this even exist?
Who can say? Formed from the fabric of time and space, perhaps. The ancient elves left no roads, only ruins hidden in far-flung corners. This is how they traveled between them. As you can see, most of the mirrors are dark, broken, corrupted, or unusable. As for the rest, a few can be opened from this side, but only a few.
This place isn't natural. It almost seems constructed. It's as if someone made a pocket within the Fade, with its own rules of reality. If the ancient elves could do this...
It seems remarkable that the Magisters of Tevinter could ever challenge them. Yes.
It's deteriorating. Eventually, this place will simply collapse on itself.
Who can say how old it is? For now, it stands, and thus retains its value.
How did you find out about this place?
My travels have led me to many strange destinations, Inquisitor. Once, they led me here. It offered sanctuary.
Sanctuary?
Not all the mirrors lead back to our world. The ancients were nothing if not resourceful.
If they don't lead back to our world, then...
Places between, like this one. I can describe it no better. For a time, I was safe from those who hunted me, but only for a time. One cannot remain in between forever.
What do you mean a few can be opened from this side?
Some of the Illuvians have been left unlocked, like doors accidentally left ajar. All others are closed. They can be opened only from beyond.
Opened how?
With a key.
I suppose you have such a key?
The key can be many things. Each Illuvian is different. I have knowledge as well as power. Often that is enough.
Corypheus wants to come here.
This is not the Fade, but it is very close. Someone with enough power could tear down the ancient barriers.
And enter the Fade in the flesh, like Corypheus wanted to do with the anchor.
He learned of the Illuvian in the Arbor Wilds as I did. He marshals the last of his forces to reach it. You have made Corypheus desperate, Inquisitor. We must work together to stop him, and soon.
Good to see you again, Inquisitor. Allow me to introduce Professor Bram Kenrick. He's the reason we're out here.
A pleasure to meet you, Your Worship.
Professor Kenrick teaches at the University of Orlais.
I came on an exchange program from Starkhaven. While in Val Royeaux, I've found something incredible. After 800 years, we may be able to determine the final resting place of the last Inquisitor.
The texts say that Inquisitor Emeridin was a dragon hunter who vanished on his last expedition.
Yes, precisely. I see you've read Lautrec's Precursors to the Chantry. Inquisitor Emeridin stepped down shortly before the Nevarran Accord brought the Seekers of Truth into the Chantry. He hunted demons, dragons, and dangerous apostates in a time before Templars even existed.
I'm all for history if it means tracking down the equipment of a famous demon hunter.
Scout Harding, you had me at equipment.
Thought you might like that.
Your scouts have gathered artifacts from the area. They may help us discover what Inquisitor Emeridin was doing.
I have news as well. We've encountered hostile Avar to the north. They call themselves the Jaws of Hakon. There's also an Avar hold to the east. Unlike the Jaws of Hakon, they've been friendly so far.
The Jaws of Hakon?
They're hostile Avar who attack any Inquisition agents or researchers who get close. We've sent soldiers for defense, but the Hakonites are cunning, merciless, and know the basin better than we do. I'm afraid our men will not be able to hold out long.
I thought we could catch up.
What's on your mind?
Have you spoken to Kenrick much?
A bit. He's quite nice, isn't he? And clever. Really loves his books. I said hello one day while he had his nose buried in a giant tome. His shriek was a winner. I can't stop doing it now. It's too funny.
What are your thoughts about our progress against Corypheus?
We're getting close. It feels like we're on the right track, doesn't it? Everyone working together against a common goal. It feels good.
How do you like the frostback basin?
It's lovely, isn't it? At least until you step in a pile of bogfish or poo. The stuff's vile. It makes great fuel for starting fires, though, if you can tolerate the smell. Ugh. I might suggest that to the commander. It could be great for sieges.
You want to use animal crap as a weapon? That seems underhanded.
Who said war was fair? I'd only recommend its use as a last resort.
What do you think about the Avar?
When I was a little girl, a lady in our village used to tell me Avar tales. Being able to see their lives up close, it's nothing like I thought. They're very tall, aren't they? I was considering a proposal for Commander Cullen. Avar allies with dwarven archers astride their shoulders. They'd be unstoppable.
They say you grew up in a village. Where did you learn to fight, draw a bow, all that?
Here and there. You pick things up as a little dwarf girl in a village filled with piggish Ferelden boys. I'm no artist with a blade. I just know what hurts, and what takes him down quick. Bruised a shin or two in my day, and a few, you know, other things. And archery? Oh, there was a traveling hunter who set me up with my first bow and taught me the basics. After that, I practiced on my own. On squirrels, mostly. Oh, and Heinrich from next door, but only with padded arrows.
I hear you have family in Ferelden.
Yes, my mother and father. I insisted they moved to Denerim once I signed up with the Inquisition. Ambassador Montillier tells me I should invite them to Skyhold. She thinks they'd be proud of me. But after Haven, I just can't, you know? It's not that I don't trust you or our soldiers. It's just, I just want them to be safe. And if that means they don't get to see things firsthand, that's okay. My mother likes writing letters anyway.
We'll continue this another time.
Be careful out there.
American?
Scout Harding has an impressive team. Her people brought back a number of artifacts.
If you need something tracked, Scout Harding is your woman.
If only it were that easy. After 800 years, we can't just look for tracks. Barring enchantment, cloth and leather will have long since rotted away. Only metal and stone remain recognizable. Complicating this are recent pieces the Avar left behind, and of course ancient pieces dating back to Tevinter. Fortunately, thanks to some period-specific buckling, I've been able to track our last Inquisitor.
You said there were pieces dating back to Tevinter.
Yes, while it's rare to see Tevinter ruins so far south, the Imperium once had an outpost of some sort here. They might have built it as a ritual site. I'm not sure what military value it could have. In any event, it's muddled up the research slightly, but I've accounted for it.
You lost me at buckling.
You'd think that a buckle was a buckle. But ever since people started belting on weapons, they've been adding bits. One piece here has a dragon engraving. With the alloys of the metals used, it's clearly Tevinter. While this one uses a clasp that wasn't invented until the dawn of the Orlesian Empire. And when it comes to historical research, you might say we have to buckle down.
What do you have, Professor?
Everything so far points to the shore not far to the south. There was some sort of battle near the shoreline, and they were in a hurry. The scouts reported an island near an Avar fishing camp. But the Avar won't say much about it.
What makes you think the last Inquisitor was fighting?
There's a clasp here common to armor links. It's clearly torn. That only happens from a heavy shearing blow, like large claws or an axe. Then there's the dagger. Silverite, with a stylized dragon pommel and an inscription reading Cordilis. That dagger had to be a gift from Cordilis Dracon, first Emperor of Orlais. No one would just lose such a thing.
What can you tell me about the Avar fishing camp?
Not much. It's the friendly Avar, not these jaws of Hakon barbarians. According to the scouts, they wouldn't say much about the area. Likely a local superstition.
I'll find a way to that island and see if there's anything useful there.
Excellent. I'll continue to study what's been found. With luck, we'll both find some answers. Also, one of my research assistants, Colette, was investigating an old structure to the north. I'm not certain it's related to our investigation, but it couldn't hurt to check with her.
Unique animal, certainly unlike others in the basin. It often travels with the veil is thin. Many creatures avoid such places.
There! It's the Warlanders!
Kill the Inquisitor! Death to her home for Hakon's glory!
Perhaps the friendlier Avar in the village Harding mentioned can shed some light.
Inquisition soldiers, we lending a hand?
Lieutenant Farrow, sir. We've beaten back those Hakonite bastards. My men and I will hold here. The Hakonites along the river still pose a threat. After this last battle, we need time to fortify and regroup.
What's the situation along the river?
Between the Hakonites and the wildlife, this isn't the easiest place to maintain a presence. The river's the best way for the Inquisition to send supplies from Skyhold, or it would be if we could travel safely along it. The Hakonites set up camps near the banks, and they attack anyone who gets within view.
That will be all, Lieutenant.
Sir?
veil is wobbly here.
Perhaps a bit wobbly instead.
What? Let me check. Sensing... Sensey... Definitely wobbly.
Did you see Scout Grandin on your way back? He should be on watch, but he's gone. Grandin was a good friend of Jace Turbat, one of the researchers. He was killed by Hackonites. I'm starting to worry that Grandin's gone and done something stupid. He was supposed to send word back when he reached his station, but nothing. Keep an eye out for him, please. For me.
I helped our soldiers defend against a Hackonite raid.
That's a relief. We've lost enough men to them.
I thought we could catch up.
What's on your mind?
We'll continue this another time.
Inquisitor, Baron Ava Pierre Damotizan. I've come to consult with your soldiers on matters pertaining to natural threat. The beasts of these woods are fierce, and I fear they've already claimed the life of my dear, devoted scribe.
What are you doing out here?
Once I was content to remain in the safety of my estate. Then, with the passing of my uncle, I was obliged to join an expedition to the stranger parts of Thedas. How little of our natural world is understood. What terrors creep across the soil while we lie ignorant and ill-prepared. If you knew what I do of the common fennec, you would not sleep. From that day onward, I have studied the wilds and the beasts therein.
Are my soldiers running into problems?
They face delays establishing camps due to pests of various nature. I offered to consider the matter. There is an herb mixture. Correctly placed, it could ward beasts away from their supplies. I would not presume to further involve myself in your organization's military affairs. Perhaps I might entrust these to you.
I should go.
Inquisitor.
Ooh, scary herbs. And it's working. Well, great.
Hey, Sarah, a few fights back, did you hit someone through my horns?
Probably. Great if I did, huh? What? You afraid I'll stick your head by mistake?
What? No, I trust you. I'm just thinking, if you can pull off tricks like that, maybe we can use this. I lock somebody's arms, get my head down, and you go through the horns for his throat.
Ew, you're taking all the fun out of it.
For hating the outdoors, you really do seem to like bad weather.
What's that now?
The other day, you were outside in the rain, staring up with a grin on your face.
I smile at clouds.
Of course you do.
What? I should hunch and swear at the rain pissing off my nose? Let the weather win? I smile the freak out of clouds. Maybe they get tired of trying.
Are we still talking about clouds?
What?
Never mind. Drinks and insults later?
We're both buying. Then there's double.
Inquisitor, are those herb wards? Herb wards. Those could assist the soldiers. I take it you've met Baron de Mortizan?
And you are...
Dunwich, your worship. The Master's scribe.
The Mortisan said you were dead.
I'm merely late, sir. I was not to return until I'd gathered evidence on the Nox Mortar.
How did you get involved in all this?
I've been the Master's scribe these past 10 years. The Baron has made a study of a number of creatures. I'm assured my assistance is invaluable.
You're gathering evidence on a
The Nox Mortar. I was to set out apparatus for gathering information on the beast. Retrieving it proved difficult. Gurguts. If you're out here anyway, your worship, I can inform you that the Baron's pockets are deep. He would no doubt appreciate any efforts made on his behalf.
What is the Nox Morta exactly?
A skulking beast the Master believes lies somewhere in the basin.
That's not very specific.
I'm afraid specificity eludes us, sir. Officially, the beast remains undiscovered and unwitnessed.
I should be going.
Very good, sir.
Orders for Grandin.
Looks like he survived the fight with the Hackonites. Won't get far on his own, though.
I have only one question, Sarah. Did you cut your own hair?
Yeah? Why wouldn't I?
You could try using something other than a rusty butter knife.
Oh, excuse me while I dig up my diamond-studded hair-cutting whatevers.
Scissors. The word you're looking for is scissors.
These were Hackonites.
That dagger has the Inquisition seal. Fair bet our missing scout came this way.
Someone's cut their way through these Hakon warriors. I can't decide if it's impressive or disconcerting.
The Inquisition soldier. Grandin.
No, he's different.
Inquisitor, I've abandoned my post, haven't I? I had cause, just missing the permission part.
Harding told us about your friend, Jace.
He was studying at the university. Those Hakon bastards. Jace wasn't a soldier, he wasn't even armed. After this, he was going to show me Val Royeaux. I've never been. I thought we might... I can't let this happen.
I'm sorry, Grandin.
I wasn't a soldier either, not before this. I lived in the Circle. Never had the skill for combat spells, so I picked up a sword. I wanted to fight for the Inquisition. The jaws of Hakon almost ended that, too. I was bleeding out when it saw me. It knows what I know. They will not kill more people. Not like Jace. I will protect them, Inquisitor.
And then, will you stop, or will the rage take you?
Doesn't have to be this way. Release Grandin's spirit.
Release? The spirit remains because I want it to. I will protect our people. I want to fight, Inquisitor.
You're not walking out of here, demon.
If you stop me, then I cannot stop them. I won't allow it.
no, no! I cannot have guests, lowlanders, even those who don't hail from the hold.
Who are you? And why are you out here?
If I tell you, will you leave me be?
There's a first time for everything.
I am Sigrid Gulsdotten, Augur's apprentice. I exiled myself from Stonebear Hold.
You exiled yourself?
Aye, I did. And my tongue will say no more on that.
Seen a great deal of battle.
We all have.
Not all. Not like you. You live and breathe war. You understand it. It is home to you.
What's that supposed to mean?
I intended no offense. We have both seen terrible things. We have watched death and destruction render that which we love unrecognizable. It is calming to see something familiar in another.
Have you seen the plans for the new camps? Tree houses. It all sounds awful and precarious.
Don't you like the idea of the tree houses?
It's a good idea, in theory. Up where the wild animals can't get us. But having solid ground so far, far below me with nothing but air in between us is just...
Who would have thought? Scout Harding, afraid of heights.
Me? No. No. I'm not afraid. Who's afraid? No one's afraid. I love being up high. Lovely views, fresh air, birds flying at my head. Yeah. I'm a little uncomfortable with heights. Don't tell anyone.
I've news about Scout Grandin.
Maker. Don't tell me. He's dead, isn't he?
Yes. He is dead.
Another one, gone. Just like that. Never get used to it, do you? Maker. I'll miss him. The boy was great company. Terrible jokes, but that was a part of his charm. You know?
I thought we could catch up.
What's on your mind?
We'll continue this another time.
Be careful out there.
This, whatever this is, it must be what de Mortisan wanted.
That Dunwich yet lives while I was so certain of his passing. The Maker smiles on this endeavor.
Your scribe, Dunwich, mentioned something called the Nox Morta.
Ah, yes. I have yet to lay eyes upon it. Pray do not request details so soon. Not when concrete evidence lies yet unturned.
I've evidence of your Nox Morta, I think.
Yes. To observe the mark of the teeth, let me see. Gurgut and Gurgut. But this... A beast unclassified and interested in the bait presented. What lies before us is an opportunity to greet the unknowable. Yet I confess fear, knowing I lack the skill to confront it. Surely Andraste's herald does not share my limitation. If you would take the bait and confirm its existence, I would be in the Inquisition's debt.
What can you tell me about the Nox Morta?
Mere scraps of knowledge gleaned from bloodstained papers. They speak of a creature enamored of shadow lurking in the darkest places. Silence pays it favor, concealing its horrid bulk until a stretched mouth takes its prey. Of course, some of my colleagues deem the beast a mere fancy.
I should go.
Inquisitor.
I finally found someplace I hate even more than caves. That's a first.
Over there. We must do something.
Inquisitor. Still finding it difficult to breathe. They're not strewn across the landscape, so thank you. I'm Colette, Professor Kenrick's research assistant. I was hoping to conduct a survey of a Tevinter ruin in the hills. I may not have chosen the best route.
You're Kenrick's research assistant, so that makes you a student at the University of Orlais.
It does? Why?
Orlesian institutions aren't always accepting of elves.
We can't all run inquisitions, but I imagine you've caught whispers behind your back, too. The university accepts those worthy of admission, though elven students are few.
How did you find it there?
It's not easy, but this is what I want. And I like working for Professor Kenrick. Elven research students, where publications concerned, their work's often deemed not substantial enough for formal credit. But Kenrick cares about people who want to learn. If our research finds an audience, I know my name will be included.
What were you hoping to find at the ruin?
The Tevinter's time here was brief, but their architecture endured, offering shelter, forming landmarks. Ancient Avar would have encountered these structures, which certainly predate Inquisitor Emeridan. Evaluating the ruins could offer insight into the region's history, once I can get set up.
You're still going there?
I've read everything we have on Emeridan, and studied up on new excavation techniques. I won't waste this opportunity. If you've a map, I can show you my destination, if you'd be interested in the findings.
Stay safe.
I will.
Demortison said to place the bait here. We need to find a good spot.
Right, because it might be picky.
Is that... Wait. Did you hear that? That can't be a... Bogfisher. It's a bogfisher?
just happen?
I suppose it was a very aggressive bog fisher. Not what I expected.
De Mortisan will want to hear about this.
Pray, do not keep me in suspense. Your haunted stare speaks plainly of an encounter with the Nox Mortar.
Is the Nox Morta a bogfisher by any chance? A large, aggressive bogfisher?
Bogfisher? That quaint nomenclature inadequately describes its lesser kin. And here is whom they must serve.
Why didn't you...
I told them to have proof of its existence. Minds shall be enlightened. So when enlightenment comes at the cost of such fearful truths, I must wonder at its toll. Permit my humble gratitude to reflect the risk taken, your worship. Where's Dunnage? I must draft a letter to the university.
I should go.
Inquisitor.